Good morning everyone, I am Glecerie Hataas, and for today's video I will be discussing about cannabinoids. In this video presentation, I just want you all to have fun. Reminders before we start, we have an agenda. For this video presentation, we will be defining cannabinoids, knowing about THC, and treatment of cannabinoids. So before I would start my next slide, has anyone here has an idea about what are cannabinoids? So cannabinoids are naturally occurring compounds found in the cannabis sativa plant. So, yes, cannabinoids are a group of psychoactive compounds found in marijuana. So this is a type of chemical in marijuana that causes drug-like effects all through the body, including the central nervous system and your immune system. So THC is the most potent and abundant. Marijuana or its processed product hashish can be smoked or ingested. A sense of well-being and euphoria are the subjective effect of exposure. Euphoria means high. So, what next? What are the effects of cannabinoids on human body? So, it is also associated with an impairment of short-term memory and intellectual function. Effects of chronic use have not been well established, though tolerance and a mild dependence may develop over time. So, in humans, psychoactive cannabinoids produce euphoria, like what I've said, being high, enhancement of sensory perception, tachycardia, antinociception, difficulties in concentration, and impairment of memory. So the cognitive deficiencies seems to persist after withdrawal. So simply put, cannabinoids regulate how cells communicate, how they send, receive, or process messages. THC overdose has not been associated with any specific adverse effects. THC is a lipophilic substance which is rapidly removed from circulation by passive distribution into hydrophobic compartments such as the brain and your fat. So what is this THCDI? What does this stands for? Kung anong ginamention siya balik-balik. So this THC stands for tetrahydrocannabinol, which means it is the principal psychoactive constituent of cannabis and one of at least 113 total cannabinoids identified on the plant. Yes, the next. For the results, this results in slow elimination as a result of redistribution back into circulation and subsequent hepatic metabolism. The half-life of THC in circulation is 1 day after single use and 3 to 5 days for chronic heavy consumers. So, these cannabinoids also has more than 3 medical uses. Cannabinoids can also reduce anxiety, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain. It can control your nausea and vomiting caused by your cancer chemotherapy. It can also kill cancer cells and slow tumor growth. It can relax your tight muscles. Can also stimulate appetite and improve weight gain in people with cancer and AIDS. So do humans produce cannabinoids? Well, yes, but it is called endogenous cannabinoids, or these are molecules made by your body. They are also similar to cannabinoids, but they are produced by your body. So how does this cannabinoids work? Sorry about that. Um, the human body naturally produces some cannabinoids through the endocannabinoid system. They act in a similar way to neurotransmitters sending messages throughout the nervous system. So these neurotransmitters affect your brain areas that play a role in your memory, thinking, concentration, movement, coordination, sensory, and time perception and pleasure. So the receptors that respond to these cannabinoids also react to your tetrahydrocannabinol and other cannabinoids. In this way, cannabinoids from an outside source can change and disrupt normal brain function. So what does a person feel if he or she is using a cannabinoid drug or a marijuana? So when people use cannabis, they will notice a feeling of elation of or euphoria known as high. Kinabalik-balik ko na. Tapos relaxation, changes in perception, for example of color, time, and space, an increase in appetite, and feeling more talkative. So when the long term with the long term use of cannabinoids, it can changes your brain that can occur or lead to problematic use or cannabis use disorder. So this disorder, a person experiences withdrawal symptoms when not taking the drug and may affect about 30% of people who use cannabis. So a person has an addiction when they cannot stop using a substance. But quitting cannabis after becoming dependent is not life-threatening, but it can be uncomfortable. It has also some symptoms like irritability, mood changes, insomnia, cravings, restlessness, decreased appetite, and general discomfort. So, symptoms tend to peak within the first week after stopping and last up to 2 weeks. So, the immunoassay test for THC-COOH used to screen for marijuana consumption and GCMS is used for confirmation. So, both methods are sensitive and specific, and because of the low limit of detection of both methods, it is possible to find THC-COOH in urine as a result of passive inhalation. So that's it for my video presentation. I hope you have learned from my discussion. Thank you.